Good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing today? How's everybody doing? All right. I just realized I forgot to shut my light off here. Or turn my light on, I should say, not shut it off. Let me just check my live streaming settings here. Got my G Fuel this morning. I seriously reached out to them. I'm like, you guys should totally sponsor me because I always drink it. And this is my wife's motivational shaker cup. If you put your mind to it, you can achieve anything. Because I need a mug to tell me that. Motivational mugs, hashtag. You guys can all hear me. I'm grabbing the flash right now. And we're going to get this party started. Tevo pulled up all the stops on this one for us, apparently. Because this is the one with the dual Z, the TMC 2100 drivers, and the BL Touch. You guys know how I feel about the BL Touch. I haven't had too much luck with them. But I don't know if it's an actual BL Touch or if it's like a clone or something similar. But we will see. What's up, Mac? Yeah, guys, say hi to Mac MCM. He's actually one of our guys that we are bringing on in a full-time capacity. He's going to be working on our tickets. He's actually a guy that helped out one of our customers. The customer was like, "Hey, this guy is awesome. I thought I should give you his info." We sent him out some product, and he's a fucking awesome dude. So, yeah. I don't know if I find whatever. Because we got our guys that come to help us come in. Can you guys hear me okay? I don't know how, I don't run a monitor in my ear anymore. So how are we doing? Are you guys able to hear me pretty well? Just checking everything. Lighting looks better now. As always, got my vape. Fresh set of batteries, question mark. It was off, so I'm assuming I just changed them. Mic breaks up at a distance. Okay. I mean, that's fine. It's got this little dongle. It's about, I don't know, about that tall. It doesn't have like an actual antenna. I'm half tempted to just open it up, but this is a lapel mic, so you can see a little pack here. It's, Samsung is the brand, the Stage PDX1. I couldn't see using this on an actual stage. But then again, I am in a condo building, and this is 2.4 gigahertz, so I'm assuming that it would do better in a home situation or somewhere there where there's not a million 2.4 gigahertz devices clogging up that channel, if that makes sense. So hopefully Comcast will cooperate with us today, or YouTube, or whatever streaming gods were working against us. When did we do the G-Tech A10, which is now up top? You can see it right there. Kind of, it's behind the chat box here. See, like where I point in real life doesn't always look the same on the camera. So, all right. So Tevo provided this printer. As you guys know, Tevo sells through GearBest, so that's who I have the affiliate link for. I think Tevo also has an AliExpress store. I'm not an AliExpress affiliate, so I don't have a link for AliExpress. However, in general, despite the little flaws I've seen with Tevo, their customer service has been getting better. I already have the firmware source code for this machine, so we are already ahead of most other machines. So I'm going to be doing a video, like an actual sit down, shoot and edit type video regarding the just kind of following up on the GPL stuff, because it seems like Creality's not playing ball anymore. They have no interest in playing ball anymore. So basically they're going back to their old ways, and just kind of wanted to make that announcement. ANET's been completely non-responsive. Zone Star got on board, which was great. So they're open. They're doing all the source code for their printers, and I think what these Chinese companies need to understand is the users. We don't care about the the like actual frame and everything and all the little parts on the machine. It's nice if you have the source code and all the step files and everything for that, or whatever they use to machine them. We're just talking about the firmware. You don't have to open source your whole machine. We just want you to provide the firmware that you use for the printer. It's that simple. And that's it. So, after that being said, we're going to start unboxing this. I got a pretty well-packed machine. I did pop this open real quick just to make sure everything was in here, but it's so packed tight. I was like, I'm just going to wait for the review slash unboxing and pull this out. Plenty of packing material. I'll give them that. All right, so we got, they're still doing a little label bags here. And I just realized I forgot to hook my closed camera up. So I'm going to take some stuff out of here. Actually, I'm going to take this out. So this is just the assembly direction. So I'll be curious to see, because Tevo's stuff had a nice polish to it in terms of the quality of the guides. But it was still in broken English. So I'm curious to see if they have stepped that up or not. In terms of, did they hire somebody to do an English translation, or do they have a, someone that actually speaks fluent English now, so we can actually get a guide that makes sense. So we shall see. I think we're gonna be pleasantly surprised. All right, I'm just gonna plug this into my hub here. All right, and make sure we're gonna work. I might have to toggle the camera. Yep, I'm gonna have to toggle it. All right, let me deactivate. Activate. Are we good? We're good. All right. Configure video. And we got this up on the screen here, so if I need to adjust focus, I've got it ready to go. All right, small camera is good to go for stream. Yeah, it's actually I'm not even gonna say anything about OBS because last time it was not there. So, all right, we're gonna do hybrid here. So we got our actual assembly guide here. I'm gonna take this out of the bag. And a very nice looking guide. So now this is an interesting machine because you can see here pre-assembled version and DIY version. So they have two different models of this particular, or more than two models, I should say. But there's two base ones. There's like what they call their DIY, which is a 50% assembled machine, and they have the one they sent me, which is the 98% assembled. So there are different variations. Obviously, it takes more labor to assemble a printer versus just, shipping stuff that's kind of put together. So this is the more expensive model. I believe this one's right around $400. And for $400, they packed a lot of stuff in here. It's a 235 by 235 by, I want to say 235 build volume. I want to say it's higher than that. I was looking at it last night. I need to see here. Because the BL Touch is optional. The Dual Z is optional. And the, what's the word I'm looking for? The TMC drivers are optional. So they do have good, the directions are actually really good. I'm just flipping through these here. The English is really good. So I'm wondering if they got somebody that speaks English now to be doing this, because this is pretty good. I'm looking through and it looks like an actual manual. Like, it doesn't look like something random, that some random Chinese company came out with. Okay, print area 250 on the height. I thought it was higher than the X and Y. So 235, 235, 250. So not bad. All right, so what do we got? I've got a 512 megabyte memory card, some Allen wrenches. I've got a USB cable, short though. Same kind of scraper I saw and received with the Tornado. We've got two bags of screws. One's there with A-05. It's got some M3s with hammerheads in here, and A-02. And these look like these are M5s. I'm assuming those are for the frame. So I've got springs for the bed here. Now here's the thing. If this has got an ABL sensor on it, like it's saying it's got the BL Touch, I wouldn't even ship springs with your machine. I'm not going to ship them with the one we're coming out with. I got a US power cord. I'm going to open that because this plastic is loud. I get rid of that. Oh, that's just a suggestion. If you got ABL, you don't need springs. All right. So that was emptying this little compartment here. And now we're gonna get this bad boy out of here. It's very well packed, so hopefully that means it arrived to us in one piece. Because the last machine I got from Tevo was a Tornado, and the whole entire what's the word? The whole entire Z-axis couplers were all stretched. Alright, so these aren't stretched, so that's good. Got some, oh, it's just the packing material flaking off here. This is their new Tevo Titan. I heard they were making improvements to this. The lid looks different. This is a little different. We'll see if it performs differently, because the one I had was just meh on my Tornado. I ended up replacing it. So it looks like they got two harnesses here. This has got 5 pins. This is definitely for the BL Touch, and this is for the hot end. Smooth out of the box for this. This is actually adjusted fairly well too. Carriage is different from the Tornado though. It is not a CR10 carriage. Oh, and this is interesting. This is something I was thinking about doing too. So even though there's dual stepper motors here, it's got a belt link at the top. And this is achieved by putting 2 timing pulleys here and then a closed loop belt. The only thing is, now there could be a thing in here, is you're going to want to have something to tension this, either pushing down on it or pulling out, so it snugs that up. But so far so good. The build quality looks real nice on here. We got eccentric nuts on the left and right. Take note of that, Creality. That matters. I won't be buying any more Creality machines. Not after all their empty promises for all the GPL stuff. I'm no longer giving them business. All right. Oh, this has got an AC bed, so that's going to heat up real quick. All right. Let me see here. All right. So nice bed. Glass sheet on top of aluminum with the plate on here. So AC beds have their drawbacks and positive aspects. This bed is dismounted, which I would expect. I'd assume that if you ship them out like that, you're going to have issues if you have your bed all mounted in there. Alright. Probably be a little easier to get it out of the box, or the packaging material out of the box. My Tornado is actually printing over here. It's printing some SSR cases so I can control my printers with the pies, and I turned off the bed heat because it's always so hot in here. One of them started cooking. So yeah, this I actually have wider. This is my 4-foot table. I have a 6-foot. But yeah, sorry. Yeah, we definitely need more space because I don't have anywhere to put this machine. I could put it right here to the right, but this is typically where the machines that I'm working on for development go. That being said, the i3 Plus is going to go there because I've already got the G-Tech 8 almost done. My guys, I had 2 A10s, sent one out to one of our firmware stuff, figured out. I just got to put the finishing touches on and polish everything up. So now this is interesting. So the flash, they have they opted for these like they're not end stop switches, they're actually these inductive sensors. So like a tiny, like imagine a tiny little ABL sensor, because this only detects metal for your end stop switch. It's a very interesting choice. Definitely more expensive than doing an end stop switch. So it seems like they're going with stuff in terms of quality over you know, just trying to cut costs, which is good to see. So all right, I'm gonna stop adjusting cables and I'm gonna follow the guide here. I'm going to assume that they have a cutout for the voltage somewhere, or maybe not, because the power supply I can see right here. 110. Okay, hang on. To the point it's irritating. Sorry about that. Can you guys hear me better now that this is up here? Okay, Brett. Make sure you send a request to get a refund for all the money you paid for the stream to view it. Some people, man. Can you guys hear me now? I put the pack up on the desk here because I'm going to be sitting down for the rest of the stream. Is it cutting out at all? There should be no cutting out. I almost feel like I need to put a larger antenna either on here or on the receiver, or both. Okay, it's fine. All right. So since we don't have the DIY version, I'm going to show you though what would be involved in the DIY version, because the link I have down below is for either or. So we've got all of our stuff here for the DIY version. All right. So basically, it's just pointing out your basics on the printer, which obviously, if you guys are here, you probably all know. Let me lock the focus here, so give me 1 second. I'm about to change the focus distance here. All right. So, obviously, we know where all the basics are. Don't need any help with that. They're saying here for support, they have a Facebook group. So that's interesting. If you cannot resolve your problem there, do not hesitate to contact us through the website. It's good to see community support in this field is actually really good. We've been using it for our basic stuff. We still do the email for the Easy ABL and like our more complicated products. But community support is the way to go. It's a lot quicker. It does save you some money. We still have to hire people, but in terms of support, which we are, but it does cut down on your support burden as a company, and it gives people not only a place to get help, but then to hang out and meet other people with the same products that they have. So on the DIY version, it looks like you got to build the frame. The gantry comes disassembled. They are telling you how to adjust everything. Use a wrench supplied to adjust eccentric nuts as shown in the picture below. Make sure all wheels are running smoothly and snug against the extrusions. This is actually like well written. Slide the hot-end assembly onto the 345 2020 aluminum extrusion. Make sure the pre-drilled holes are on the left as shown in the picture. Like, I am very impressed. This is a huge step up from the prior Tevo machines where you couldn't really understand much of anything in the directions. Like this, you know, I don't see any, like I'm actually just reading them up on my preview here. Adjusting the carriage height. You can use any object as a reference to help adjusting. Yeah, so Brad is saying I owned this printer when I started out. This is a brand new machine, so are you sure this is the Tevo Flash? Because this came out, this has only been out for a couple weeks now. I'm just trying to make sure. There's a lot. All the machines start looking the same at a certain point, unless you're thinking of the Ender 3. But yeah, so basically, there we go. That's if you have the DIY version. Basically, just put together. I mean, it's not bad. It's, like I said, it's about 50% assembled, is what they say. So basically, you're putting together the top part. So pre-assembled version, which is what we have. We're going to use M5x45s with the spring washers, and we're going to bolt the top to the bottom. Okay, yeah, Tevo Tornado is okay. Mine is printing stuff right now, but it is the bed's cracked. I wish Tevo. I'm glad Tevo didn't use a glass bed on here. So they're learning. I actually have to make a replacement for mine. Is our audio still good? Our network's looking great. I got 0% drop frames, so that's good. We got that going for us today. I like that they're telling you adjust the wheels. Okay, the bed wheels, the carriage wheels, the Z wheels. This is essential to your machine running smoothly. Like that one little step, adjust your freaking wheels, can be the difference between the printer running like garbage and the printer printing amazingly. So I mean that's the thing. Okay, audio's perfect now. So it's got to be a distance thing. I got to see if I can put. I'm gonna try to put a bigger antenna on there on the receiver and see. All right, so they're telling you adjust the belt tension. That's good. X belt, Y belt. End stop installation. Here's my gantry. Is there an end stop on there? There is not. Where is the end stop? Is it on here? You know what? It's probably on here. I see a round cable. I got a little worried there. I was like, did they forget to put the end stop in? Nope, it's here. Yeah, it's these weird little, I've seen these before, these little sensors here. Interesting. Yeah, they're just Hall effect sensors. Yeah, so anyways, end stop installation. It says Z end stop. So interesting. So do they have? So I see X limit switch here. And here's the thing. Typically, when you got an ABL system, you don't have a Z end stop switch. So, which this does not have a Z end stop switch. So that being said, they need to put a note on here. I'm looking Z end stop installation. So they included the screw bag A05. Okay, so screw bag A05, it is included. Who was supposed to call me yesterday? You know, it's so hard to keep everybody's like handles across all these different platforms straight, because we got our Discord, we got Facebook, we got YouTube. At a certain point, it just becomes too much. I'm adjusting the focus on this camera to the best of my abilities here, which are not. That's not much. That's not saying much here. Yeah, I do think people starting out with a starter kit is not a bad thing at all. I started out with an ANET A8, and you know what? If that printer wasn't so terrible, I wouldn't be where I am today. You know, the fact that I had to fix it so it doesn't burn my house down. But I'll save that rant for the video about the GPL and why you should care, and where we're at currently. This is for the Tevo Flash, which they're abiding by the GPL. So kudos to you guys. I'm going to display this printer proudly alongside my other ones that are actually GPL compliant machines, and recommend it unless something has a terrible outcome here, which I highly doubt. I am curious to see what board and stuff. I have a feeling it's MKS Gen L. So basically, we're going to adjust the wheel. We're going to bolt the top piece on, adjust the wheels, adjust the tension on the belts. Install our X end stop. They should have a note here that if you got the BL Touch version, it doesn't have the end stop because it gets replaced. Oh, you're getting all your U10. Yeah. No problem. Don't worry about it. I'm going to be working on my U10 this weekend. I might pop on a live stream. I don't know if I just kind of want to do it and get it done, or if I want to have a live stream. It's a big machine, so I like to work on the floor. I could always prop up the camera on a tripod looking down and then just mic myself. So we'll see. All right, so basically plug your cables in, and that's it. Okay. So after homing, so they have stay safe homing on. So BL Touch version, after homing, nozzle will be at the center of the build area. Go to prepare, move access, move Z. Okay, so they're going to tell you how to do the Z offset. And they're going to tell you to level the bed here, which is correct. And it looks like they're actually correctly using the starting code. And they already sent me the firmware for this, so. All right, everybody. Tim is always running on fumes. As I said, I seriously think G Fuel would be an awesome sponsor because I buy their stuff anyways, and it's usually on the streams because I am running on lack of sleep. So, I liked when I did. The reason I did another early stream like this was because it was actually pretty nice to get up and then do a stream. It was kind of motivation for me to, you know, get up and be here talking to you guys. Radio interference for hard to notice. Do I have more than 93 wireless devices sending packets inside a 200 square foot office? There's probably more than 93 wireless devices, though. I'm in a condo. So, like, sitting here, I can pick up about 15 SSIDs on the 2.4 gigahertz band. I've got a ton of 2.4 gigahertz devices, so could be a thing. I might just go with a wire mic. Although this wireless, having a wireless is awesome. I might just buy a better one. I only spent $100 on this. I got this from Micro Center. It works all right, but I might spring for the extra. You know, I think it's like $300 or $400 for a better one. But that means that we're gonna have better audio quality. I'm not gonna have to worry about it dropping out. Then yeah. So I'm just gonna double check before I make a comment about the bed here. Did they tell me to put the bed on? They did not. So no big deal. Tevo, if you're listening, put a note in there about putting the bed on if you have the pre-assembled version. So I'm kind of torn. Tevo likes their AC beds, and AC beds are good and bad. They're good in the fact that they heat up very quick. They're bad in the fact that if something happens to them, like a short or the wire frays, you now have mains power exposed to the end user, which I'm not particularly comfortable with because I had a choice of doing mains power bed on my machine that we're working on, or if I wanted to just do a hefty 24 volt, and I opted to do the 24 volt because I don't, especially since I'm in the US, I don't need a lawsuit because some guy wiring fried and he touched it and killed himself. Well, I guess he wouldn't sue me. His family would, because if it killed him, he wouldn't be around to sue me. Point is, I'm not a big fan of mains powered beds, especially on machines marketed towards newer people. So those are just my thoughts. They did actually send me the correct bed voltage for the AC heater, because here's the thing. Gone are the days of being able to buy whatever country version of the printer is cheaper on sites like GearBest, because if you got an AC bed and it's 110 AC bed versus a 220, the resistance is different. So you can use a 220 bed on a 110 power input. The difference is you're going to have about half the wattage. And someone's probably, it's probably not half, but it's significantly less. Less wattage, because the resistance is higher, thus less electrons get through, and less heat gets generated. However, if you put a 110 on a 220, you're going to blow it up and probably blow your breaker, because it's going to pull a shit ton of power. So me personally, though, one side effect of having a 220 on a 110 is it pulls less juice. So you're at about the same heat up speeds typically as a DC bed. So my Tevo Tornado here, that's the 220 model. So for those of you not in the US and aware of, Tim, why is there 220? Well, that's what our European friends use. So yeah, the nice thing is that the 220 takes up considerably less amount of power to heat up. And as someone who has his printers on a battery backup, I appreciate that. So I'm just putting our Y belt on here, which is coming off. I need to adjust this on here. This definitely was shifted in shipping. I'm just trying to move it slow enough so that it comes off. Okay, that came off there. Alright, well this is kind of irritating. Alright. So I'm going to tension the belt, adjusting the that are on this idler arm. So let's dig into our little things here. Chat's pretty quiet today. Usually you guys, is it because it's the morning? You guys haven't fully booted up yet? You don't have time to heckle me? I'm just saying. Usually our chat here is more lively. Alright, so I'm just I loosened up these two screws here, and I'm pushing this out and attempting to tighten this down. Alright, so here's the thing. This bracket definitely got a little bent during shipping. I would have liked to see some, like, they got all these other little upgrades. I would like to see some idler rollers here. Oh, look at that. So we're going to have to straighten this out. The rear one looks okay. However, this one is completely bent. Trying to figure out how to show you this. Oh, there we go. This one is completely bent here. Let me switch over to my camera properties so you guys can see. So my recommendation here would be not use something like this. Use an actual idler bearing that's got a lip on it instead of this tiny little lip. It's probably fine for right here for these tensions. So your Y belt, you can see your motor there. But you can see how easily that got twisted. It's a very thin part. So I'm curious to see how this will all fare to being readjusted. Meaning I have to find a set of pliers because this is bent. I need to bend this back unless I can do it by hand. No, it's not moving. So surprise, surprise! The post office or whoever delivered this did a number on it. Yeah, if it's got BL touch, why does it have springs? Exactly. If it's got ABL, why does it have springs? All right. So here's the thing. I just bent this back. I would highly recommend Tevo replace their selection of idlers on here. I'm replaces because here's the thing. I can see this popping off during a print very easily. Very easily. So let me loosen this back up. Problem is when you're trying to move this freaking belt, it's dragging the bed and the bed's hitting your hand. I probably should have put this belt on before I put the bed on the carriage. Would have made my life a little bit easier. But what is this saying? Hindsight is 20/20 or something like that. Alright. So what I want to do is get this into position. We're going to tighten this down and hope that it doesn't slip off. Alright. So when you're doing stuff like this, you're going to want to pull it out, push it out, and then tighten it down while keeping pressure on it so it keeps the tension on there. All right, both of our nuts are bound in to the extrusion. All right. So now that, don't do what I'm doing. I always forget. Going slow is fine. All right, so we have it locked. So here's the thing. The belt idler was damaged during shipping. I bent it back. My only concern now is because that metal's been bent once, and I can already see it's on a tilt. How long is that going to hold up? Okay, so I'm trying to get this as straight as possible. All right, that one's straight, and this one's got a little skew to it. All right, so now our belt's straight, our belt's tensioned. You can see here we got some nice tension on here. And now we're going to bolt the top up. So, real simple. Put it on its side. Put the frame on here. And they actually machined out part of the V slot here to fit the machine in. Interesting. So this is a maker-based MKS screen. Not a touchscreen. Thank God for not putting the touchscreen on. The touchscreen is terrible. If it's got to be, I'm not sure why they have BL Touch. I think I already addressed that. But the Tevo Tarantula. Tarantula was terrible. So the second, so here's the thing. The second printer I got was a Tevo Tarantula. I got it. It printed like junk. It was like a mixed bag. I basically summed it up as, because it was cheap. It was super cheap. It was a mixed bag in that if you don't mind something that you're going to have to upgrade, the Tarantula was a good buy for the box of parts you get. And I had a nice box of parts out of that machine. If I would have spent I think it was like $160 or something, 170. It was a great deal at the time, just for those parts alone. So that's where I left that review. I ended up dismantling it and using extrusion for other things and the electronics. I think I sold off a couple of the motors, but I didn't keep the machine because the amount of time it would have taken me to get that up to my own personal specifications. I could have put that into another machine that was larger and had a better frame, and got something that printed even better in less time. So that's why I scrapped my Tarantula. Now the Tornado was a huge step up. Not perfect, a huge step up. Here, let me put this in a different port, because what I did was I put in this port last time and we had a lot better luck. All right, can you guys hear me? Let me do this. So I have filters on here. All right, let me get rid of the noise gate here. You're definitely going to hear some more background noise, but let me know if this is better or worse in terms of sound. I don't think the cutting off is a wireless. Maybe I'm putting my hand on the wireless antenna. Are you guys still able to hear me? We will get this figured out. There shouldn't be that much of a delay on YouTube. Everybody should be hearing the new settings. All right, sound is back. Sounds good. All right, there might be a little more background noise because my AC is running in the background, and so I didn't realize when I put the I'm putting these here 45 by M5 screws in. The spring washer was already in this other one, so now I have two on this side. So I'm going to take that out just to make sure we have. Didn't mean to roll my intro. Oh yeah, we got a new intro that Kill Switch, aka Tyler, made. This is the intro he made me, which is pretty cool. I changed the music, but the video portion he did. But yeah, he one of our guys in our community, he's very active in the Discord. He put that together. He was just kind of screwing around. He's like, he's like, hey, I was just kind of, derping about, and you want a new intro? I was like, sure. Because the one I had was very boring. I like how he grabbed clips from my actual videos and put them into the intro. So, using your own footage is great. And it's much appreciated if you're watching, man. Now you're pumped up. Pumped up about the Tevo Flash. So if I take a break, can I be like, I'll be back in a flash? I'm going to make as many Flash jokes as I can. Overall, this is the boring part. I'm just putting things together. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with the build quality of this. Aside from my only complaint thus far is that Y belt bracket, which I'm sure we'll see some community fixes for, but I'll let them know. So here's the thing. This has been brought up since we're talking about this, because this is probably going to make a revision, because I'm sure not the only person that got a bent Y idler, and I'm sure I'm not going to be the last. So what's probably going to happen is Tevo will get the feedback and they'll make an adjustment, which means they'll change the printer. They'll change a part on the printer, which the early adopters of this machine won't have. So what are your guys' thoughts? Because if you guys recall, Joel posted a video about the CRX and them sending out machines that that were nowhere near done. And plus, and I can tell you, my buddy who runs the CR10 group, he was sent a machine, CRX, and half the time his LCD doesn't display the actual temperature it's at. There's just a lot of bugs that are kind of showstoppers. At the end of the day, it does print, but there's just a lot of stuff that screams, this was rushed out the door, and we just wanted to get this out here. So my thing is, what are your guys' thoughts on, like, how do you feel if you buy a machine, you're hyped, you're like, man, this machine looks freaking awesome, I'm gonna buy it right now, and then a month later they release an updated version, but they call it the same thing. It's the same exact machine name. Like, let's say you buy, I don't know, like, let's just use an actual example. You bought the Ender 3, like me. You pre-ordered it, okay? That's the last Crowley machine I bought, was an Ender 3. Now, the Ender 3s that are shipping today are different from Ender 3s that were shipping when they first came out. The Ender 3s that are shipping today have better parts on them. The Ender 3s that are shipping today don't have as many issues with the beds. The power supply covers are injection molded instead of printed. Whoop-de-doo. And we'll bring that up too. How do you guys feel about printed parts on your 3D printer? Do you care? Does it make it look cheap? Me personally, I feel like I don't care as long as they're printed correctly. So, is that the... you do it. I recognize you from Murph. Are you... Because you were on the Friday night 3D printer hangout thing, aren't you? Which I try to follow. I've been asking if I could jump on that, because I'd love to just hang out and BS with a bunch of other guys. Yeah, let me know if somehow how I can get involved in that, because that'd be awesome. I would love to just hang out and jump in on there. So, All we had left to do, we're kind of in just hang out and chat mode, so I'm just reconnecting the, I'm connecting the Z motors here. Cable length is good. All right, that one went in fine. My couplers are secured here. So there is nothing to link. There is nothing to like link the belt, but it is actually tight enough to where it's not skipping. This is nice. Yeah, so send it to me on my personal one, which is House of Bugs is my personal handle. TS3D Studio does have a Twitter. But for stuff like that would be my name. So anyways, I'm going to run our X end stop here. So here's the thing, they're having you mount the X end stop. This can go anywhere on the extrusion, so this is technically going to change your print volume. Yeah, I'll check on Twitter, but let me know if you can't for some reason, because that'd be awesome. I meant to follow up. I think I emailed Mike, JMT Mike, and he told me to reach out to someone else, and I completely forgot to follow up for the Friday night hangout dealy. Okay, so you can see there's a mark on the extrusion here. Okay. So there's a mark on the extrusion right to the right of this nut, which indicates that tells me that's where the screw was going for the end stop. Yeah, I just heard my phone go doodoo. So that tells me that that's where the end stop goes. So I'm going to line that screw up. They tell you just put it on there. So we're going to go ahead and put this on. I'm putting a screw through the end stop. This is your end stop. It's just a little Hall effect sensor that detects metal. I wonder how accurate these are, because this would be a really compact probe. The only thing is you can't use it on glass. Anyways, I'm just nerding out about sensors because that's kind of my thing. So I'll put this in the channel here, and we're going to go ahead and twist this fast. All right, it locked. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull this back. It's just glass. There's nothing nothing special about it. Just glass with a little sticker. It says AC 110 volt. It looks real nice though. The funny thing is, so here's the thing. On my TH3D artillery, I'm working with a company that the guy when I was talking to him, it's a very small company over in China, and I believe he told me he used to work for Tevo. And I can see the similarities on the machine prototype he sent me and this Tevo printer. And that's a good thing, because I'm liking all the little stuff that's done right on here. And what is done right on the prototype we have that we're testing out. So, like I said, with Creality's whole GPL thing, it definitely does. Hang on, the X end stop doesn't go. Oh, you would be correct. You know what? I saw a video the other day. Oh, smoke cam down. I saw a video the other day, and they put it up here. And I guess that makes sense. Oh yeah, there's the screw right there. All right, well, fair enough. Thanks for. I somehow glossed over that. Okay, this is just going into the motor. Gotcha. So I wonder why there's like a metallic indent there on that extrusion. We'll never know. All right, so the thing that touches the thing that actually touches this sensor or gets close to it. These might be contact sensors, not contactless. All right, so don't over tighten it too much. That casing actually did kind of give a little. Message retracted. All right. All right, E-motor, everything's labeled. I love these labels. Tevo, you guys, your labels make the nerdy part of me happy because they're very nice labels and they're easy to read. So here's the awesome thing. I love doing cable management, and they give you zip ties, so I can show you guys what I'm going to do on here, because this is what I would do on my machines. I'm going to run the cables here, and we got the 2 plugs here. One's for the BL Touch, which is a smaller one, and one's for the hot end itself. So I'm going to plug the hot end in here. And then I'm going to plug the BL Touch cable in. We'll see. I'm curious to see what the repeatability on this is. Because people keep asking us to carry BL Touch, support the BL Touch. But the problem is on boards that don't have a 2560 chip in them, the BL Touch takes up more space than a probe like the type we sell. So that is something to be aware of. However, I like the idea of the BL Touch, but the problem is in execution it doesn't always work out the way we want it to, as in terms of accuracy. So that's why I'm not a fan. So what I'm doing here is I'm just bundling all these wires together so I don't have to mess with them and they're not in the way. One nice thing about this style machine is that everything's compact. There are no snippers. I'm noticing this is a new trend with these machines, is that there are no snips included anymore. I don't know if someone over in China had a talk with these companies and was like, hey, Americans are stupid, and they'll try to sue you if your clippers break and hit them in the face. I don't know if that was a discussion or something, but I feel like that's something that could have happened, because I've had them break, and then when they break, they go flying. So I have a feeling it was some sort of we don't want to deal with the potential liability, even though we're in China. So we're just gonna stop putting them in. Just my 2 cents here. I'm just cleaning all these wires up, making it look all pretty, just so it's out of the way. As coming from someone who does a lot of PC, or used to do a lot of PC builds and extensively cable manage them, this is just second nature to me. So I'm just making them all look nice. Now here's the thing: these are longer than those, but we should be okay. This linked Z is actually really nice. I might have to implement this on mine. I was thinking about doing it anyways, but actually having one here with a linked Z is freaking awesome. I might even have to link the Z on my other machines, because I'm really liking that. That's a very nice touch. Alright, so question is my X gantry level, which they don't talk about. I have a PCB ruler floating around here somewhere and a set of calipers. One of those two will do the job I'm looking to do, which is measuring of the... Oh. I'm pretty sure this is a bolt that came out of my chair. Yep. Well, look at that. Question is, will one of these work on here? I don't think so. I think I need to grab bigger, actually, perhaps even a bigger hex than that. Alright, well, I'll have to tighten up my chair later. Yeah, so I gotta fix my chair. How's the audio been since I changed the transmitter location and the cut settings? Has it been a lot better? All right, so last thing I need to do is check the belts. Ooh, this isn't, I'm not sure if I like this. Is this a closed belt? No, it's not. So the X belt is actually tension decent. However, there's no tensioner on here. This is static. Did they put an eccentric on here? They did not. It's an interesting choice. This is contacting the extrusion. Those are good. That's good. That's good. That's good. So, okay, well, this one actually is the only one that's not contacting the extrusion. It looks like there's eccentrics on here. Did they give us a wrench? They did not. Now, I have a wrench sitting here that just so happens to work somewhat. This is another crappy Chinese wrench here. I don't know if this is dual eccentrics. It looks like it's just single on one side. No, maybe not. No, it looks like it is actually dual eccentrics. Let me see if this is... Oh no, these are not. Oh, there we go. I was gonna say, I was like, I thought this was eccentric. It looks like it was turning in. Okay. All right, we're good. Almost there in terms of adjustment. All right. There we go. All right. So that's it. Let's power her up and see what she does. Is she gonna let out the magic smoke? Did they set the power to the correct voltage? I'm assuming they did, considering it's sealed. It's not like the other machines we see where the power switch for the voltage selection is exposed. All right. Tevo flash, it says flash TMC-BL. So this machine has the TMC drivers. I'm just looking here. This gantry is definitely off. Where? Oh, here are my calipers. All right, so let's see here. Where are we at on this side? 109.49. 111. Okay, so this needs to come down a little bit. $110. 111. We're within a millimeter of each other. So we made that worse or better. $110. Yeah, good enough. We'll see what happens. This belt actually makes it hard to adjust, which is good. It's supposed to keep it in step. However, it was out of adjustment when I got it. So there is grease on the screws. All right, let's see. Let's get this going here. I know you guys are going to want to see the LCD and all the other good stuff. So, you can't see it here, so I'm going to go into info screen. Control. Let me see, do they have an offset in here? Motion, they do, -1.9. So here's what I'm going to do. Well, actually, I'm not going to do anything just yet. I'm going to home it and see what happens. So, BL touch, reset, BL touch self-test. Okay. Reset BL touch. Okay, so they have that all wired. All right, so I'm going to prepare. And let's auto home. I don't know if you guys heard how quiet that was. Hit the end stops quite hard. Very quiet. It's because it's got those trinamic drivers. All right. Now, I'm wondering if it's trinamic drivers on all the axes or if it's just the one. Or just XY. I don't know if it's a genuine or not. Hopefully it is. I mean, I could easily tell just by dropping it. Well, actually, no, I don't want to drop it out of here because then I'm never going to get the screws back in. So here's the thing. This hot end fan is on, which my guess is that they have it turned on when you start a print. Alright, so I just put the card in. It says there's no SD card. Okay, there we go. Print from SD. Oh, you have to print your own. So the two files are flash BL DRV8825.G code, flash BL real support. So I'm assuming real support means filament. Alright, well, I got some red ANET PLA. Man, I've probably had this sitting here for a while. This is ANET brand, which means this is over a year old. Still sealed, though. Is it over a year old? Where's the date code? Oh, it's from the end of last year, so not terrible. Okay, so they're using genuine BL touches. Okay, well that's good. As someone who's had their bed leveling product knocked off, I can appreciate that. All right, so I'm gonna try to load the film in here. The Tevo Titan's okay. It's not as lined up as I'd like it to be, but I'll take this over the stock plastic crap that Creality sends out with their machines. The other thing is, come on, man, where's my spool holder? Why do I gotta print a spool holder? How am I supposed to print said spool holder? So I'm just gonna, actually, I have a random crappy one. Question is, I saw it last night. Where did I put it? I know the bolt for it is in here. Wherever my nuts and bolts, here they are, nuts and bolts. All right, so I got my bolt to go on said mount, spool holder, whatever you want to call it. Question is, where did I set said spool holder? Because the Tevo Tornado's like this too. They don't give you a spool holder. Especially on a premium machine. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Can you guys still hear me? Even when I'm wandering around here? Put a friggin' spool holder in the box. Come on. Here we go. I was like, I knew I had, so ANET A8 spool holder. This thing is OG. And you know what? This spool holder worked better than the actual printer it came with. But that's not saying much. Oops, I forgot to sign out of my call queue for TH3D. I can let Samantha get those while we're streaming here. Alright, I'm gonna put do not disturb on. There we go. Sorry about that, everybody. Alright, so let's go ahead. Let's do bed leveling. Home me first. Okay, we're gonna home. Alright, I'm just gonna eyeball this. I'm pretty good at it. Alright, front left, front right. So this is the TMC. Okay, I definitely need to adjust the eccentric a little bit. Or actually, that might be play on the bearing I'm looking at. Either way, I'm going to check that. Do rear right. And rear left. Looking pretty good. Alright, let me adjust the eccentrics. I really need to start playing more with these TMC drivers because I had the 2100s, and the issue I had is that no matter what I did, even in spread cycle mode, they always lost steps. So I'm always a little paranoid to run a machine with the TMC drivers because my experience with them on the 2100s, which were not cheap at the time either, you know, you're talking $10 a driver for drivers that lost steps on you randomly. Alright, so not perfect, but it'll do. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Alright, so are we supposed to just print on the bed glass like bare? Because that's not how I roll. Alright, where is my Aquanet? I know I have an old bottle of Aquanet floating around here. Question is, where did my guys put it when they cleaned everything up last night? That is the million-dollar question. $22.08s, okay. That's good. Oh, haha. All right. So I don't know how big this print is, but I don't like spritzing. Just make sure you guys aren't getting your printer covered in hairspray if you use hairspray and your bed is not removable. All right, that'll do. The glass in PLA, unless this is a special glass, which it just literally looks like beveled glass. I'd rather do some sort of adhesion on here. All right, so let's preheat here, and we're heating up to 70 on the bed. I'm curious to see what temp they have the hot end fan come on at, because it's off right now, as you guys can see. Kicked on right around 50, which is what I figured. Dual layer fans, though, that's a nice touch. I like that. So we're waiting for this to heat up. If anybody's got any questions, now is the time to ask. Bed's already at 53. It's heating up fast. It's AC bed, so I'd expect it to. And this does have a volcano nozzle on it. I don't know if you guys noticed that. All right, I'm going to flush out whatever color was in there, so I'm going to move the Z up. You can see the Aquanet drying off there. Curious to see what this is. What are we at here? At 52, 53. Even though it says 70 on here. Now, here's the thing. I gotta look up and see what the emissivity is. I should set this to, but we're only reading 50C on the top of the bed. It's a Fluke 62. So if you guys want to, if any of you guys want to look up, the emissivity is set to 0.95 right now. So let me know what emissivity I should set this to for glass. Fluke 62 Max. All right, let me move the axis. Let's flush the extruder out and get that red going through there. And we're going to use their spool holder G code. Oh, that's a good question. Let me grab my multimeter and see what the frame is reading between ground. See, my guys, God bless them, they clean up after me pretty much. Because I'm always moving from project to project and making messes. So I don't know where half my stuff is when they do a cleaning. So one would assume I probably have a multimeter in the toolbox. There's leads, no meter. All right, I'll have to test the ground later, but yeah, the frame should be grounded. All right, so it looks like we got, we're feeding through. We got good tension on the filament. Can I pull it out? I can't. Now, this is great to see. I can actually adjust the tension on the Titan here, the Tevo Titan, without having to move the bracket. That was a huge oversight on the Tornado. All right, so let's get this thing printing. I'm curious to know if they have baby stepping. So if I press twice, they do not have baby stepping turned on. Fluke says 0.92. Okay. I knew someone would look it up. That's why I was like, you know what, I'm just going to have you. Someone is going to, oh, it's still purging. All right, 0.92. So let me, 0.92. We're going to set that. All right. Okay, so I'm still only reading 61, even with the emissivity set. So it says 70 on here, so that's on the outer edge. That's dead center. Yeah, not the end of the world, likely a bad thermistor definition. All right, we're done pushing filament out. Couplers look good. I don't think you'll have issues with the couplers. All right. So thank you, David. I just got to remember to put this back to the 0.95. I'll remember that. I should probably just write a little note on the meter itself to be like 0.92 for glass. I love Fluke. I just can't afford all the Fluke stuff. That meter was like $100 for that little TET meter. I got good equipment on the back bench there. All right, so Flash BL reel. I'm going to print that. They're putting the bed to 80 for that. For this print is what they have the value set to. So, if you guys haven't been here before, I would like to welcome you to the TH3D stream. If you've never heard of us, I am Tim. I started TH3D almost a year ago. I've been doing 3D printing for over 2 years. And started selling bed leveling kits back in, I want to say I sold my first one back in May. All right, so we're doing bed leveling here. Any of you guys with ABL know this life here. Chase, I call them boogers, all little boogers here. All right. And it's too far up. Okay, well, to be fair, I didn't set the offset. So I'm going to cancel the print. I should have set the offset. All right. So I'm gonna cancel the print. I'm gonna home it, set my Z offset. The only thing is they don't have baby stepping on it. If you ever use an ABL probe, oh man, baby stepping is the best thing. Because even if your probe is slightly off on its initial Z reading, which most are, or there's just a variance, you can just turn it. So, all right, so let me go in here. Our Z is at 6.9. I'm going to go ahead and move this down. And we're just going to move axis, move Z. And we're going to move this down until the nozzle's on the bed. And I may have put it down a little too far. Let me see. Let me auto home that again. Yeah, and I do the same exact thing because those of you guys that don't know me, I sell bed leveling kits that use a custom capacitive probe, and I really, really like them, and they work great. But yeah, run a skirt, and then use a baby stepping. I'll tell you right now, it beats the hell out of manual leveling your bed. So here's the thing, I can't move my Z negative. They didn't put the Z negative on here, so I got probably about another 0.3 to go down. So I'm just going to change the offset. I'm going to keep messing with the offset here. I'm going to control motion. Firmware is not terrible. They sent me a source code so I can modify it should I need to. So I'm definitely going to modify it. I'll probably add this into Unified. I don't know if I will. We'll see. The problem is they got so many different variations of it. It's going to kind of be a pain to manage, but we'll see. I haven't decided. I'll definitely update theirs to the latest because this one needs some TLC. All right, move. All right, where are we at? Are we touching the bed now? So 0.1, it's 0.1 too high. Or too low. Alright, so my Z offset needs to change by 0.1. Alright, control, motion, and we're going to change that from 2.3 to 2.2, and then we should be off to the races. So let's store settings, let's print from SD, and let's print the real support. They emailed it to me, but they are putting their stuff on GitHub in the very near future, so that won't be an issue. I put all our firmware for TH3D, even our in-house machines firmware is on GitHub. So, yeah, if anybody's got any questions, now's the time to ask. We're just kind of waiting for this. This is heating up. That AC bed makes short work of the heat up time. It overshot by 3 degrees. Oh yeah, we got 44 people watching. How about we do a? You guys want us to do a little giveaway here while we're waiting for this print to go? Let me set up my Googly forms. Because here's the thing, I don't like advertising in the thing. This is very quiet. I like this. I don't understand the little choice of omitting the end stops. So I don't like, what I was saying is I don't like advertising that it's a giveaway because I want people to come here because they want to be here, not because they're trying to get free shit. Would be cool to get this link to Discord. What do you mean? So just at the G29, the nozzle's heating back up. Did you make the Cyclops filament change script for S3? You mean the 2-into-1? Yes, I did. I pieced it together from like 5 different sources. I put that script together like, I want to say over a year ago. And I remember I got some of it from a forum post on S3D, and it didn't work right, and so I just messed around with it until I got it working. And then there's another one on our site that one of our other guys worked on as well. So let's see if this actually prints level now. Yeah, I have the bed leveling plugin. All right, let's see if this is level now. I'm printing at the right height. Okay, we're looking pretty good. All right, so we're gonna let this, now this is damn quiet. The bed leveling looks pretty good. Like I said, there's some changes in the firmware that I definitely would recommend making. But yeah, this is pretty real nice, real smooth. The back corner is a little higher, and the front's a little smushed, but I can't adjust it because there's no baby stepping. So I'll have to definitely update the firmware and make my changes here. But very smooth, very quiet, as you guys can hear. That's because of the TMC drivers. Mic is cracking again. Okay, well, I'm putting the mic right next to here. Right next to here, so you guys should be able to hear it without any issues. Man, the first layer is a little too close, but I can't adjust anything without adjusting the bed. So we're getting a print out of it, so that's better than most streams. What is baby stepping? Baby stepping allows you to live adjust your first infill. All right, I'm gonna lower this side down a little bit. See, like right now, in order to, OBS looked like it dropped. All right, I adjusted this a little. We should be better. Are we good on the audio now? I just need to know. So basically, the first layer was a little too close on the one side. So I had to manually adjust this. Although the thing is, it was high on this side and low on the left here. So that's an indication of either this gantry is still out of whack, which is entirely possible, or the sensor's not reading correctly. One of the two. This is glass with aluminum, black glass with aluminum underneath. Flaming Beast 72, are you the guy that I sent that the Easy Out V2 that I did a one-off for? Awesome. Yeah, let me know. That'll work on the MKS board. I have it on my Tornado. I have it on my artillery, the E10, the CR10, the X5S, my Smart up here, and it's going to be going on the S4 as well once I get that fixed. So I don't think I can get the vape that accurate. I am definitely a hair too close on the first layer, which I can resolve by screwing the bed knobs, but this is going to come out good enough. They're very aggressive with their XY movements on the slicer profile. I'm just curious to see what they have, so I'm gonna go control motion. Let me see velocity. So they got X and Y max speed set to 400, Z set to 50. That's really high. I usually set that to around 15 because there's no way your Z is going to move that fast and not lose steps. E is set to 45. That's fine. Acceleration. Default is 1500. Let's see here. Retract is 10,000. Max is 3,000, 3,000. Not terrible. I probably would do a little more conservative values on those. Jerk is set to 10, 10.3, and 5, so not bad. Steps per millimeter. So X is set to 80.05 on X and Y. I don't understand why companies do this. Your steps per millimeter are determined by your belt teeth, your belt type, and your pulley on the motor, and your driver stepping version, whether it's 1/32, 1/16. But basically your stepping mode. And then that's it. And those are usually whole numbers. So like I've seen a lot of these companies, they put, oh wait, they have baby step Z in here. It is just not press the button twice. You can see baby step Z. So if I go here, if I turn this, if it's set up correctly, if it'll focus, it'll adjust the first layer height. But we're on the second layer. But in Marlin, there's an option where you can press the button twice and it brings up baby stepping Z instead of having to dig through the menus. Anyway, so I'm going to go control, motion, and I was talking about the steps. So like their X steps are 80.05. It should just be 80. Z should be 400. It's 399.29. Yeah, again, like steps on your Z is determined by your stepping driver setting. Stepper driving, steps, step mode, your lead screw pitch, and yeah, it's relatively simple. I don't know if you guys are seeing this, but the screw is backing out of here for the extruder. Go ahead and let's put that back in there because we need him to be present for the print. Probably should put some Loctite on the end of that. All right. All right, there we go. Should make sure all these are snugged up here. So overall, it's pretty nice. It's quiet. They dropped the bed temp after the first layer, so it's at 55 now. It's pretty nice. Yeah, those movements, they're pretty aggressive. I probably would not. I probably wouldn't do that. I'm surprised it's not losing steps with the TMCs. So I'm gonna let this do a couple more layers. I'm gonna cancel it. And then I will. They're definitely inductive sensors here. So I'm gonna let this do a couple more layers, and then cancel it, and then see what we got inside. Because I don't have an information menu on here, and they removed the Marlin logo from the firmware, and it's just the Tevo logo and their version of the firmware. What type of fans or brand? I'm not sure because I can't see the labels. Now, here's the thing. We're on the second layer for a PLA print, and their profile does not have the fans turned on, so I'm curious to see what layer they turn their fans on at. But it's coming out pretty nice, as you can see. Okay, third layer, fans are still not on. I'm going to turn them on just because I want to hear how loud these are. Okay, I just turned the layer fans on. Are they actually on? They're on. So it's got two of these 4010s on here. And I don't think the volume went up. Tim, will you be getting the M3 Crane Quad? Yes, we pre-ordered it. TH3D ordered it. We got the $550 one, so we should actually be getting it this month. Holy crap. I didn't realize it was that soon. So yeah, we should be getting that very soon. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna let it finish this layer, and then we'll see. It looks good though. Print quality's good. I'm very happy. It's nice to see all these companies evolving, getting better and better and better. Yeah, I opted for the first batch just because I wanted to get it ahead of everybody else. I'm curious to see how it is because M3D, they had the M3D Micro, which is just an overpriced pile, to be completely honest with you guys. It was one of the first printers I had an experience with, and after I liked my ANET a hell of a lot better than the M3D Micro. It was so bad. All right, so let's do this. I'm feeling generous. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. We got 48 viewers. So let's give away an Easy ABL kit, which is my favorite bed leveling solution. I may be a little biased, but I like it. I am going to play with this BL Touch because the last BL Touch I had, I went through 3 of them before I got one that actually worked halfway decent. So I've gotten, and they were genuine. They weren't clones. I want to make sure I was getting the actual experience. I have a clone floating around here that one of my suppliers sent me to test out. I think it's Triangle Labs version of it. But I just really like the simplicity of the Easy ABL probe. Like the BL Touch, I don't hear this one rattling. All the ones I've had, they rattled. And it just, especially on fast print moves, it was just like someone shaking a can of spray paint next to you. I couldn't take it. I may actually, like I'm probably going to leave the BL Touch on here just for testing purposes. So I have one in-house. You know, maybe they made improvements because I know some people want the BL Touch. So maybe we'll start carrying it if I can make sure they actually work correctly. The only problem is the BL Touch, they don't come with wire harnesses. So you have to run all the wire. You know, there's drawbacks. There's pluses and minuses. And if I did the BL Touch and added it to our shop, it'd be strictly, here's the part. I'm not going to be doing a ton of support on that because it's very much a DIY part. Whereas the Easy ABL is more of a complete package where you don't have to know really what you're doing. Just you got to know how to hook up a couple wires and flash your firmware. Anyways, let's do an Easy ABL giveaway. So I'm updating. I got my old Google form here. Let me clear out these responses. I'm going to download them just so I have them. I don't know if I'd ever do anything with. So I'm going to delete all the responses here. And what's today? The 10th, so 8/10 giveaway. All right. So in this we will be collecting email and name. We've done a couple other giveaways. I don't do anything with the actual responses other than contact you if I need to get a hold of you to get you your product. Okay, Google clearly changed how they're doing this stuff. All right, here we go. Let me see if this is a link I need to send out. All right, so go ahead and put your, go ahead and click the link there and put your email and your name in there. And then I'm going to, so it's 11:35. I'm going to pull a name at 11:50. So we got 15 minutes. So in that 15 minutes, we're going to let this print a little bit more. It's doing all right. I want to get a couple more layers just so I can see how equal it is. So if you guys got any questions, ask me questions. That's what we're here for. You know, we get people asking us questions through the TH3D help page or the help desk all the time. So now's a chance to get free advice. I am all ears here. Wow, we got 51 viewers. I got 16 responses so far. 19, there we go. Feel free to share this out. So share the video out. Like I said, I don't like advertising that we do giveaways. Because I don't want people to just hang around just for the sake of it. I want you guys to be here because you want to be here, not because I'm giving you free shit. You know, that's just how I do it. So, overall thoughts initially, I think these Y brackets need revisions. These guys right here, just because they got so easily damaged. You could easily do a printed part that would take care of that if there's not one out already. Now, this is a very new machine. So, overall, though, I like it. I'm good on ABLs. I'm good too. We've got a box of them. The interesting thing is, so you know, we go through our troubleshooting process with our customers. We get returns, and you know, they test bad on their machine, and we send them out a new kit, and it works. And then I get the kit back here, and I put it on another printer, and it works on my printer. So I've got a bunch of kits laying around. So if you guys, anyone's in Chicago and you want to grab a couple of, I don't know if these work correctly, sensors, let me know, because I've got a box of, I think I got about 18 of them. I just haven't had time to test them. I usually just give them to friends. I'm like, here's 2 sensors. One of these probably works. Because most of the time when we get returns, they work fine when we get them back. My theory with that is, at some point during the reinstallation process of the second kit, the replacement kit, they probably did something differently that they didn't do when they installed the first kit. So that's my working theory, because I've only had, unless the sensor is completely dead on arrival when we get it back, every single kit I've gotten back works correctly on my machines here. So that's my theory. My theory is that they probably, when they put the product on the replacement, they did stuff correctly, or followed all the steps, or a combination of both. Either way, I've got a lot of sensors here in my bin that more than likely work, that I haven't had time to test. So the good news for us is that they have a very low failure rate. I mean, we're still under 1% in terms of failure rate, and that's accounting for the user, the ones that we get back and they still work. So that's pretty dang good. Yeah, I'm liking how this is printing. This is very, very nice little setup. I like how compact it is. It doesn't take up much space. We got 10 more minutes, so get your guys' drawings in. I'm not going to post out that we're doing a giveaway here. I'm going to let the people that actually took the time to stop by reap the rewards. So there you go. There's another link if you missed it. That's the form to fill out. Yeah, make sure you guys all like the video, because I personally don't care, but the YouTube algorithm robots, they like to see likes. So if you guys could like the video, that'd be awesome. I don't know, it's just weird. I hate begging for likes. It's weird. I just want to like stream and hang out with you guys, and be done with it. We definitely get more people. I think during the day is a better time to do the streams. I'm finding out. Thanks, Tom. I appreciate it. I'm trying to find. I was just gonna do something while I was waiting for this to go. What was I gonna do? I was gonna do something. Oh, I was gonna check Thingiverse to see if anybody's made any sort of upgrade. I'm just gonna search Tevo Flash and see what we come up with. And so we got 10 minutes left. I'm just gonna, so this is the kind of the BS portion. I don't even know if I should bother not swearing anymore. I'm pretty sure I already got demonetized. Probably got demonetized already. Let's see here. Here's my question. I gotta look up the YouTube terms of service. If I don't care about monetization, can I use copyrighted music in the streams just for like background music? Like, is that something I can do? I need to see, because I don't want to get my channel flagged. Interesting. No copyright music. Let's see how this sounds here. Got something on in the background here. I got it on my speakers here too at a low volume, so hopefully if you guys are getting feedback through the mic, let me know. Drivers, what drivers are the G-Tech A10? I believe they're 4988s. I haven't cracked that one open yet, but I will be, because I need to get the firmware finished. One of our guys already started that. So once it hits 1150, we'll do the drawing. I'm going to kill this print because it's not going to be done by then. And then what I'm going to do is do the drawing. Or sorry, drawing at 1150, so 8 minutes. Kill the print after the drawing. We're going to take a look at the layers. And then we are going to open this up and see what drivers they put in here. You guys should be hearing the music through your speakers. I have OBS pumping my desktop music at under half the volume of my microphone. So you guys should be hearing the music. I want to have something so you guys could, you know, it's not just, you know, me hanging out here doing nothing. I just dropped the level on the music a little bit. Tevo Flash versus G-Tech A10 versus Creality Under 3. The Flash is more expensive than both of those. The Flash seems to have better parts on it. So if you want something with, I would put the Flash in a different class. Like just what I've seen so far, okay, the Flash is like, out of those three, even their base model is going to be a little better than the G-Tech. I do not like the Under 3. The beds are terrible. It worked well, but before, so when I unboxed the Under 3, the G-Tech A10 wasn't a thing. The G-Tech A10 came out after the Under 3. It comes with a better board. It doesn't have a better LCD screen, but better is subjective. It's just different. They both do the same thing. Me personally, I think the A10 is better bang for your buck because it's got a better board. I like the hot end setup a little better, to be honest. Yeah, so my preference, if you're going budget, the A10, mainly because G-Tech is respecting the GPL now. Creality's backpedaling. I talked to a couple of my sources over there, and basically the Creality execs they're not on board with following the GPL license anymore. They don't care. They don't give a shit. So I need to do a follow-up video on that because there's companies that are complying, like a random company. I'm sure you guys might have heard of them. They made rebranded ANETs for a while. But Zonestar is now, with their newer machines anyways, I don't know about their older ones, I gotta follow up. I don't know all their product lineup as well. That was a fast move. I don't know if that was a nozzle scrape I heard or if it lost a step. We'll see. I think it was just a nozzle scrape. This is their G-code, so I'm assuming this looks like it's probably around 80. So the point is, and let me just kind of, I don't release the source because I don't want to burn my relationship with my source. I've got like 4 people over in China that I deal with. Like I've got suppliers I talk to which are savvy about this stuff. So basically, you know, they told me that yeah, the YouTube videos helped a lot. Let me make sure. Okay, so this is still... Alright, I just want to make sure this is still copyright free because I got YouTube autoplay on. Anyway, so basically, Creality feels that they didn't get enough positive press for open sourcing the Ender 3. So their logic is, okay, we fully open source the Ender 3, which I think is a great move. But they haven't followed through on the source for their other machines. So it's kind of like, okay, that's great. Like, we appreciate it that you guys open source the Ender 3. But the problem is you got a whole laundry list of machines like the CR7, the CR20, CR2020, CR34, CR4040, CR5060, CRX, CR5, Ender 1, Ender 2, and Ender 4. A ton of printers that run Marlin that the source has not been released for and have proprietary boards based off of the RAM's design that we don't have firmware for. And to get firmware on there, someone's going to have to reverse engineer the boards. And quite frankly, people like me are tired of doing it. We shouldn't have to waste our time. We should just get the source code for the machine that we purchased and then be able to do what we want with it. That's the whole point of the GPL. So, basically, so apparently XYZ Printing, they started patent trolling on the Ender 3. I spoke out against that. You know, a lot of other people did, but no one made videos on it. So I feel like I kind of dropped the ball there. I should have made a video saying that Creality is being attacked, they're trying to be open source, and XYZ is patent trolling them on a patent that doesn't even apply. But the end result is that Creality did it with the Ender 3. They didn't see a positive result from it, so they're essentially fuck the GPL. And it's really sad. So I'm just rereading these. I got 2 messages from 2 different people. I'm just rereading them to kind of interpret them. Basically, I got from another source that... Oh, sorry, the price on the flash... Yeah, it's like $239, and it goes up from there. There is a link for GearBest in the description. This printer noise level is acceptable. The thing is, people need to realize printers are machines. They're not toys. They're not home appliances. This is a machine. It's gonna make noise. Some make more noise than others. That's a reality. So here's the thing. Basically, they're like, okay, like someone told me that it looks like they're not, like, Naomi's not being like their community person anymore. Like, they didn't even give her a CRX to check out before they started sending it out, which we all know about that fiasco and how terrible it was. 1 more minute till the drawing. Let me paste that in here really quick. There you go. There's a link to the drawing if you want to win an easy ABL kit. We will cover everything, including shipping to worldwide. I'm feeling generous today. So, and if you do get a kit, if you can do a video on it, that'd be awesome. Send me the video. I'd appreciate it. Yeah, this is from this was sent directly to us from Tevo. So you can get it from Tevo's AliExpress store or Tevo, your Tevo printer, 3dprinterstore.com, or GearBest. If you buy through GearBest, it is an affiliate link, and I would appreciate it if you guys did use the affiliate link if you're thinking about picking up this printer or any other machines, because if GearBest doesn't see us selling a handful of printers, they stop sending us machines. Like I said, Tevo sent this one directly, so it's not that big of a deal, but we do get the majority of our machines for review from GearBest. Anyways, the status with Creality is they tried open source. They are upset that they didn't get as much community support for doing the right thing. And so now they're not doing anything. So I'm going to post a video. It's going to be an edited video, not a live stream, because I want to sit down, get my thoughts in a row. Because basically, it's not just going to be the focus on Creality. It's going to be ANET, because they've responded 0% to any inquiries, and other companies that are still not being compliant. Like Alunar has machines that are out of compliance. I've got a list. The point is, I'm going to lay out what we need to do to get these companies to comply, or at least make their lives difficult, including filing DMCA takedown requests on sites in the U.S. that respect copyright licenses like the GPL, to get the products pulled. So because if they can't sell their products, then maybe that'll get their attention. So let's see here. Yeah, Chuck, my rep told me that they saw a U10 come through, so I appreciate it. This weekend, like I was saying, I don't know if I'm just gonna. I could, if you guys, do you guys want to see me? Just, I'm customizing my Alphawise U10. I'm gonna put a big nozzle on it, a Titan extruder, and just kind of go for broke on it, and tune it up. And I just realized it's past 11:50, so I'm gonna finish this thought and then we're gonna do the drawing. Do you guys want me to see that? Or do you guys want to see me working on that and doing the upgrades to the machine and tuning it and testing it, that kind of thing, as I, make it my customized machine? What are your guys' thoughts? I'm going to go ahead and close the drawing here. So even if it's just me sitting on the floor here, because that printer's so big, I'm gonna work on it on the floor. So I was thinking about taking my camera, the main camera, just setting it up with a shot looking down, so you guys can see here. I'll mic myself with a wireless mic, which, if anybody has any recommendations on a wireless mic under $500, okay, I don't want to spend a shit ton on it. I already spent $100 on this one, and it's okay. I can use this one as a backup one in the future. Please send me an email to tim@th3dstudio.com with some links if you guys have any recommendations of a nice wireless lapel mic setup. I prefer a full setup. The box, the receiver. Now, the receiver doesn't have to be USB. It could be a 3.5 jack. I've got USB sound cards. I've got inputs on my computer, obviously. So I just want a good wireless lapel setup that's, gonna have good audio quality. Because this one's okay. I'm actually pretty impressed for $100 how well this actually does work. So, all right, I am closing responses. So last response, we got 36. We're closing the responses right now. All right, I'm going to download said responses now, and we're going to put them into an online picker. Yeah, so I don't know if you're going to want to do the same thing I'm doing to my U10. I am basically, the goal of my U10 and the upgrades and mods I'm going to do it is to print huge, fast. So thick layer lines, we're not going to be doing detailed prints. I'm putting a 1mm nozzle on it. So we're talking fat, large prints. We're talking, I want to use up an entire roll of filament in a couple of hours type of prints. That's the level I want to go to it. I just want balls to the wall, over the top, because here's the thing. I'm not going to use this big machine for production parts, so I don't need it to be able to do detailed prints. What I do want to use it for is printing huge stuff. I want to take this machine with us to Murph and just have it cranking out filament, or whatever other thing we're going to. Also, by the way, if any of you guys are going to New York Maker Faire, myself, my brother Doug, my wife Samantha, we're going to be there. We're not going to do a booth because we want to go enjoy the fair. I don't want to market stuff there. We will be wearing TH3D hats and TH3D shirts and giving out business cards. We just want to have a presence there. I don't want to sell. I want to enjoy the show. So if you guys are going to be at New York Maker Faire, myself, my wife, and my brother Doug are all going to be there. Yeah, we'll be there. It'll be our little company trip. All right, so I gotta find a random name online. Random name picker. If I can find the right one. Okay, so I think it's the same one. All right. So, just so there's no hacks or complaints here, so your guys' names will be displayed on here. I did not put your emails. So, let me go to Leftmon here. All right, so I have most of them covered up. So I'm going to, I have all the names here. Okay, I'm going to scroll up. We have 36 responses. I got the names here. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to do 2 giveaways. Okay? The first one, you're going to have your choice of either you can get an easy ABL kit. Okay? So I'm going to do this because some of you guys might already have one. If you're following my channel, you might already be a customer. So what I'm going to do is for the first drawing, this is going to be for your choice of either a $40 gift card to the shop or an easy ABL kit. And then we'll do one more drawing for a $20 gift card. And by gift card, I mean we'll send you a code. That code will take that amount off of your order. So, that being said, we're going to do the main drawing, and let's see who our winner is. And you guys must be in the chat to win. Greg Graff. All right. Greg Graff, are you in the chat? Greg Graff. Bueller. Let's see. I know there's a delay, so let's see. Are you still in the chat, Greg? Is that you, High State? I mean, I have the emails. Okay, so here's what I want you to do, because I'm going to validate. Send me an email to tim@th3dstudio.com if you want a bed leveling kit or you want the gift card. Okay? So send me an email, and I'll validate. Make sure you put your name, Greg Graff, in there, so I can validate against the responses. Okay, so for the next one, for the $20 gift card, here's the thing. I'm going to keep picking these random names. You first one to type stop. As soon as I see it come through here, that's the one we'll land on. So if someone types stop, as soon as I see stop in the chat, that's who's going to win. All right, Jeffrey Vunk. Jeffrey Vunk, are you in the chat? Jeffrey Vunk, are you present? There you are. Okay, same thing for you. Yeah, I was just thinking the latency between YouTube. All right, cool. So send me an email, tim@th3dstudio.com, and I will send you your gift card. And like I said, it's a coupon code that's going to take $20 off your order, and it'll be valid for until you use it, essentially. So it's just going to give you a $20 off your order. That's usually how I do gift cards. It's a lot easier accounting-wise to just do a discount that knocks some money off. So, all right, let's see. Do you guys want us to do one more? Do you want me to give away one more? Let's do another 20. Okay, who wants? Should we do another 20? Here's my email. tim@th3dstudio.com. There you go. All right. So same thing. So I'm gonna keep. I'm clicking. All right. First time. So someone types stop, and then as soon as I see it come through on my screen, I will stop clicking. All right. James Bird. There we go. It's hilarious. I wish there was a way to like sync up the delay so we know what the delay is. But this is kind of fun. It's like whose stop am I gonna see first? So James Bird, are you in? Are you in the chat still? James Bird, are you in the chat? James, are you in the chat? Going once. Going twice. I'm going to give it just to account for the delay. James, are you still here in the chat? Otherwise, we're going to redraw. Oh, yeah. James Bird is Chuck Miller in Swahili. Okay. I'm going to ask one more time. James Bird, are you in the chat still? All right. Well, it looks like James is not present. So did James put his name in and dip? All right. Let's do this again. So, let me know when to stop. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Derek Matthews, are you in the chat? Derek Matthews, that name sounds familiar. Wrong, Derek. There we go. All right, same deal. Send me an email. I'll validate it and then send you your code. All right, again, Tim at th3dstudio.com. All right. Yeah, I know you're in the UK, so that'll knock off some of that the shipping cost for you. All right, so now that we have our drawing done, Jeffrey Vonk just sent me an email, and like I said, I've got the response, so I can validate against who is going through. So let's just see real quick. Before we take this thing apart, let's see what we have on Thingiverse. Because here's the thing, let's be honest. Most of these machines, we buy because we want to mess with them. So let's see what we've already got. So like someone said, we got a Pet's Fang already. I'm assuming he has... Does he have ABL support for my probe? Because I'll tell you what, if I'm not liking the BL Touch and he's got support for the Easy ABL, that's going to be a no-brainer for me. Future amounts of mods. Okay, so I'm going to assume that they work with his existing brackets. So there's not much... there's not much on here. So, but it's like that they give you the option between the BL Touch and no BL Touch. Like I said, I'm gonna keep it on here for a little while and do testing because now I have a machine. I'm gonna take it. We'll take it out and take this apart, and then yeah, we'll see if it is the genuine one or not. So here's the forum. Yeah, so we got 36 responses. So I'm going to switch back to our small cam view here. And let me close this out. All right, so I got Jeff, Greg, and Derek's. All right, so I will send you guys your codes later on. Okay. Jeff, did you got the, you were the first one. Okay, so you want the gift card. Got it. I will send you said gift card. All right, so I will do that later today. So if you don't hear from me for a few hours after, it's because I have to get on customer tickets after this. We do have our guys replying right now. So, time for the fun portion. My favorite part of getting a new machine is tearing into it. So let's see what we got here. So safety first, guys. Unplug your power. And let's see how easy this comes off. I did put Aquanet on here because it is glass. There we go. Popped right off. And it looks like they did run a brim. As you can see, nice glass finish. I'm not a fan of the shiny finishes. That's why I don't like printing on glass. But it did get a decent first layer. I do have some binding on the Z and a lot of ringing. A The layers are not bad though. There's one part where it looks like the Z is binding up, so not terrible though. Let me show you guys here. Not a bad print though. I'm going over to my focus adjustment here so I can focus in and show you guys. So you can see there a little bit of ringing, possibly under extrusion. Their settings are very aggressive though. I'm surprised they're running their stock G-code that rough. So layers on this side look pretty good. I don't know if you guys can see that line through the center there. There's definitely a little bit of some sort of binding going up. Or maybe it missed a step. But not terrible. I don't know if this is the file that has these little wavy lines on here, or if this is the printer. Because this isn't a file I sliced, so I'm not sure what this mount is supposed to look like. But not a bad print though. The infill is solid. It's not brittle. I'm not able to push my finger into it. And this is just some generic cheap PLA. It's branded as ANET PLA, but it's just generic Chinese PLA filament. And it was brand new. I opened it, as you guys saw, still sealed with the Deskin packets in it. I think they are. I think they are speed related, but again, I don't have the 3D file to see. So whatever you guys cut, I don't know if you guys know this, there's little tips and tricks. Whenever you cut your filament, cut it off at an angle, okay? So you get this nice tip on here, so when you go to reinsert it, it feeds better. Now, when you guys are changing your filament, okay, some of you guys, even your more experienced guys may not know, your filament should be, the end of your filament should be in one of 3 places. It should be in your hand, it should be through the holes on the spool, okay, so these holes, or it should be in your printer. It should not be flapping about, because guess what? That's how you get tangles. So you want to always have control of your filament, because I hate to tell you, but you see these guys posting in the groups saying that they got a tangled spool of filament. I would be willing to bet a lot of money on it that they let the end go and it wrapped around, thus causing a tangle. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible to get a tangle. I'm saying it's very improbable to get a tangle with filament, because it is just because of how it's rolled. Maker Geeks, on the other hand, somehow manages to tangle their filament. They also manage to do a lot of things, and that's why I don't buy from them anymore, because the quality is just not there. But I've had I have not had a filament spool tangle that I handled properly. The only time I've had a tangle is when I handled it improperly or accidentally let the end go, and it goes around like this, and it just loops itself. So and of course you don't find out till you're way into the print. Point being, handle your filament properly. The top mount is actually pretty nice. I was very impressed with how well it worked. So if that makes you feel any better. Now for the Tevo, to open this up, I believe we just take these 8 screws out. There are 4 on each side. Okay, so I believe that's what we need to do to get up in here and get up all in its business. And that doesn't fit. I need something slightly larger than this one, and I'm not sure if they gave us that hex wrench, but I always have hex wrenches laying around. I've got so many hex wrenches here. Did someone just send me a recommendation on a mic? I saw someone send me a BH photo link. I'm not trying to go cheap on the mic. I am trying to go to I want mid-range. I don't want I don't want full-on professional. We don't have the money to spend a ton on, a wireless mic, because it's not a necessity. This one works okay. This one's back on my hip, so if it's cutting out, let me know, and I'll put it back on the table. I think this one would be better if I just put a bigger antenna on it. So, Wowza Media Systems, that would make sense based on your name. I'm assuming you, since you're Wowza Media Systems, you have some sort of involvement with media production. I have a Yeti. I don't know if you guys, the problem is it gets in the way. I have a Yeti right here. This is my Yeti. With a windscreen. The issue with the Yeti is on stuff like this, it gets in the way. And I bang it. So I need something portable. So I'll sacrifice a little audio quality for portability. Yeah, Matt, you missed the drawing, man. You drinking some brewskis there? Matt is oh yeah, if you guys don't already know who Matt One UK 3D Printing is, then you need to check out his channel. Go give him a sub. He's a friend of mine. I've known him for over a year now, right? I've actually never met him in person, but I met him through the ANET group. So like we're going back to my roots, man. Like ANET, when my ANET was still an ANET, my ANET, it exists in spirit. There's certain parts of it that are still present. All right, so I saw a video where they just pulled this out, but I have a feeling there's more bolts. Or maybe not. Maybe it's just wedged in here quite nicely. So I'm going to disconnect these. The one, if anyone remind me, the one with the tape goes to EXP1. So let's see, is this going to come out of here? This is a tight fit. I don't see anything that would be preventing it from pulling out, unless I'm missing something here, unless they got bolts on the inside. Maybe they do have bolts on the inside. I think we got bolts on the inside here. All right, so I'm gonna get my precision screwdriver set because using these Allen wrenches is gonna kill my fingers. Oh, what's up, Alex? I'm liking this machine, man. I'm really liking this printer so far. You guys need to include a spool holder, though. Please include a spool holder. Spool holder, and my two complaints: spool holder, and fix these. These need to be beefed up a little bit. And I'd recommend using the idler bearings that have the flange on them so that this belt can't pop off here. Because mine got bent in shipping. Again, my guys moved my stuff. Where would they have put my precision screwdriver sets? Are they in my box of goodies over here? Yes, they are. All right. I bought like probably, I don't know, 10 different sets of these. This one I got on Prime Day for $5. Look at this. This is nice. Very nice. All right. So, let's see what we got inside. A little too big. All right. That one's a little too small. So a 2.0 doesn't fit, a 2.5 doesn't fit. What gives? It shouldn't be. These are these Torx? These might be Torx. These look like these are Torx. No, they're Allen. Let me see if I can get the Torx in there. Sometimes you can cheat and use the Torx. Yeah, I don't want to strip it out. I am used. What warranty? You're funny. Has anyone here ever tried to get, well, so I will say, before I throw some shade, Tevo has been getting better with their warranty stuff, which is good. Creality, on the other hand, or ANET, dear God, ANET you can't even get in contact with just to ask them a question, let alone warranty replacement. But I'm just saying, I set realistic expectations, especially for these Chinese printers. So my thing is here, even let's say you got something small, like let's say your fan dies. You've had the printer for, I don't know, a week or two, and the fan dies. Okay, you can get a new fan. You get the same low quality fan on Amazon for like $5. Okay, so are you really going to have your printer be down for a month while they send you out a $5 fan? Or are you going to just buy the $5 fan and replace it yourself? Because, let me see here. Alex just, I don't know if he dipped out. He sent me something. I saw something about GearBest. Let me see. Okay, okay, that's fine. He just wants me to change up the link to theirs. So that's fine. I'm gonna actually, I don't even know the link to their store. So I'm gonna ask him to send me that link. Can you send me the link to your shop? There we go. I think it's at Tevo 3dprinterstore.com or something like that. It's all, GearBest is just a reseller. So my GearBest rep, when she found out I had the flash, wanted me to put the affiliate link in there. So I was like, okay, I'll put that in there. But I also put Tevo's in there because I'm sure they get more of a cut. Like Tevo gets more money not selling it through GearBest. So I personally don't care who you guys buy it through. If you like the printer, pick it up. All right. So I got one more screw to get to, which is over here. Okay, I thought you weren't in the channel. No problem. Yeah. If you guys got affiliate, I'd be more than happy to put either or. Because here's the thing, I'm sure some people are going to want to buy from GearBest, and some people are going to want to buy from your shop. I mean, personally, I don't care which one it is. Like I've said many times before on the channel here, I don't do the GearBest links because I'm trying to make money off of doing affiliates. Like TH3D YouTube channel is funded by our own shop. So that being said, any money I get from affiliate usually just gets spent on fun stuff. And honestly, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting the affiliate money away and just not cash it out, and then just basically give away a printer and drop ship a printer from GearBest with the affiliate money from GearBest, which would be awesome. So, because I don't need any more more machines. Okay, so I took out the top panel. I was expecting this to slide off, but it's not. Like, they really got this thing put together here. The thing is, there's no screws exposed. Oh, we got some movement. These things got to be a pain to assemble at the factory. All right, come on. Can we get some more give here? Maybe. Come on. My guess is this red top is secured to this here. I'm trying to see how they have this in here. If this drops out the bottom or if this slides out, but I saw like an animation where this just slid out. But that is not the case that I am experiencing here. Alex, are you in here? How the heck do you open this thing? Yeah, it's like it's getting hung up on something in here. question is, what is it getting hung up on? Man, am I just not being rough enough with it? Loose the screw side. Well, that's for the extrusion. Oh, you're saying let me see. So loosen these side ones up to make it less binding, I think is what you are saying. Oh, the Z. Okay. All right, hang on. So, Alex, do you actually build these, or you just do the marketing stuff for Tevo? They told you 5,000 subs. We don't even have 5,000 subs. Yeah, yeah, the Z is not, unless I'm missing a screw here. No. So there's nothing that I can see there. Let me just loosen this up. Okay, yeah, I sent you an email. Send me your store link, and I'll put that down there as well. Because I'm assuming I'm correct in thinking that you guys get more profit from selling direct. Oh, there we go. So I loosened this side up, and we're good now. That versus selling through GearBest. I'm sure they charge you guys a percentage to sell through their site. All right, so let's see how easy this comes apart here. All right, so let's disconnect our Z motors here. Okay, so this has like little channels, I don't know if you guys can see these here, that are in the extrusion. So yeah, I was right. I was like, I thought it looked like it slid out, and then it exposes everything. Yeah, there's 2 more channels in here, so I gotta pull this out a little bit. What are we hitting? We're hitting the, gotta disconnect the Y motor. All right, there we go. All right, so we are in. We're ready for the big reveal. Let's see what we got in here, because we got a fan here. I see a power supply. Oh. All right, so this is just an always-on 24 volt, I'm assuming. Yep, there's a 5015 blower over all the steppers, so that's nice. And we've got, these look like 2100s. Yep, these are TMC 2100s. And it looks like they are soldered in spread cycle mode, which is good. That's the mode we want them in. We got an MKS Gen L board in here. We got a solid state relay for the heated bed. We got our control going in. Everything looks good. All the wires are crimped. Looks like the same kind of power supply they had in the Tornado, which I wasn't a big fan of. There's a lot of like electrical issues with it. But maybe this is a different one. Okay, so yeah, so these are the end stop connections here. You can see here there's a brown, blue, black, which you're familiar with sensors. That's a fairly standard pinout. Interestingly, we've got an we got something in the Z Max here. You know what? They're probably pulling that for the power for the BL Touch. So, because the BL Touch, you got 5 wires going to it. Yeah, so they got the servo pin on here. And then we got our Z end stop. And then we got our 5-volt plus and negative. Yeah, so right here. So here's our 5-volt plus and negative for BL Touch. Here's our Z end stop. And that's all she wrote. So yeah, all these terminals have ferrules on them. I don't know if you guys can see this. They all have ferrules on them, which is good. You want ferrules on your connections. We got nice rubber grommets on here. I'm not well at tech. The standard use 2208s now and a 2100. Okay. So this is the upgraded option. Okay. Got it. Yeah, so I'm just looking at these. I mean, nice compact things. So the nice thing about using AC bed is this can be a small power supply because this is just driving your hot end, your fans, and your motors. So this is pretty much as expected. I'll take some pictures before I close this up. Now, here's the interesting thing. Are you guys running your Z's in parallel using the... Yeah, they are. So instead of wiring each Z motor separately, instead of wiring them in parallel, which they could have done, they're using the second extruder port with the parallel Z-axis option. So there's two Z drivers. So this E1 driver is driving your second Z. It goes to this Z cable here. Now, if you wanted to go dual extruder on here, you could repurpose this and wire this in parallel with the other one, or better yet, series, and have dual Z still, and then have a second extruder. That's just an option. But the MKS Gen L is an awesome little board. This is the board that I'm putting in our printer. Alex, are you familiar with the company over there that makes the artillery printer? I can't remember the exact name, but I believe they might even call themselves Artillery. But they said that they used to actually work with Tevo, and I'm looking at the style of these brackets. They look very similar, so I'm wondering if is that like a subsidiary of you guys? If you're still in here, because I know the guy I was talking to and that I deal with for that machine that we're working on, he said he has affiliations with Tevo, or he used to work for them. One of the two. I can't remember if it's like an affiliate or if he just used to work for them. Yeah, I gotta look up the specs for the 2100 versus the 22.8. So the TFC 2100s, these exact ones actually, these Chinese ones, are what I use. And I had step loss with them every time I used them. And when they're in spread cycle mode, they screech. They absolutely screeched at a very high noise level. Me personally, now I haven't played with any drivers other than the 2100s, which is what this has. Oh, sorry. But my experience was just they're quiet, but like I had step loss, so I kind of wrote them off. I haven't tried the new ones, but I love the DRV 8825s, especially with the stepper smoothers on there, because sometimes, especially at 24 volts, you can get artifacting, which is salmon skin. So all in all, good board selection here. I like the MKS. Some packing dust in here. No real complaints here. The wiring looks great. Like I said, I would have liked to see a Meanwell power supply in here. That's just my take. It looks like the Tevo Tornado power supply replacement that I sell will fit in this. So that's good. So I've already got a power supply I can put in here. But that's just me nitpicking because I like to run the higher quality stuff. Same kind of SSRs, these No 10 ones. I think the power supply on the Tornadoes were the issue with the low quality at one point. So, but yeah, I think that I need to eat something I haven't eaten yet, and drink some more G Fuel here. But I think that'll about wrap it up. I mean, it's well put together. The build quality is great. The wiring is great. Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely liking this pattern of these companies using the Gen L boards in here. What are your guys' thoughts on here? Oh, so 2208 has up to 256 native step. You're never going to get that high of a step rate on an 8-bit processor, period. So interpolation is your best option because these processors, oops, wrong button. These processors simply can't handle that kind of steps, just raw steps. I got the LV 8729s, which were over here. Again, my guys cleaned, so I don't know where they are. But those are 1/128th native stepping drivers, and the thing is that the step rate's so high that the 8-bit processors just go and just you don't get any movement. It slows to a crawl, and eventually it gets there, but for printing, it's never going to happen. Matt, take it easy, man. Enjoy your family time. So yeah, overall, I think it's a good machine. It's definitely, the build quality is there. Like I said, my complaints are these need to be beefed up, the Y idlers, and change those to ones with flanges on them. If you guys ever see like the smooth idler bearings for the GT2 belts, that's what I'm talking about. There was something else. What else did I say that I thought could be improved? I would say get rid of these springy couplers. I'm not a fan. Get rid of the springy couplers. I think you'll be in good shape. But other than that, pretty solid. These inductive end stops are interesting. Is there a part number on these? GL-8H. Let me look up the specs on these. Yeah, I thought the 22.8s were better. Because, well, higher number. Unless their cost is higher on them, I don't know. Oh yeah, get rid of the springs. It looks like the same size as CR10s in terms of springs, so I can use... sorry, I'll stop talking. The springs look like this, about the same size as the CR10s. I think the bolts might be bigger though, but I already have spacers and random stuff here. I can always print something too. But what I wanted to see was... Oh yeah, the GL-8H. So I'd be curious to know if these could actually be used as a bed probe, because that's very tiny. It's a very small proximity. Yeah, it's an inductive proximity sensor. Looks like people in the duet community are using them. Okay, so this is interesting. These are rated to run on 12 to 24 volts. Yeah, the GL-8H, they're running them off the 5 volts. So, in terms of accuracy, for the end stops, they're probably fine. But the thing is, they're rated for 12 to 24 volts. So apparently that's the GL-8H was a Panasonic part number and it's been discontinued. But this is by a company called Sun, is what it says. So I'm assuming this is a Chinese copy of it. Yeah, except AC bed, it's all 24 volt. So, but here's the thing: is these end stop sensors are rated for 12 to 24, but they're clearly working. It's just going to mean they're not going to be super accurate. Would I run them on 5 volts for Z probe? Hell no. These end stops are $8 a piece, just for that little tiny sensor. That's a lot for a small inductive sensor. Any step down, just go on Amazon, search for DC step down. Now you can only use that on a non-controlled fan. You know, like the ones that are on all the time, or the ones that get switched on and they stay on full blast, not a PWM fan like your layer fan. Oh man, excuse my yawning, guys. GL8H-10. Yeah, so the spec sheet on this is showing it's also in China, or it's in China. It's in Chinese. It doesn't say what the minimum voltage is. It says the max on these are 30 volts DC. But this is definitely, I'm looking at it, this is definitely the, where we go, main mon. Where's my main? Left mon, right mon. Apparently I don't have a button for my main monitor. So let me put it on my left monitor here so you guys can see. Left mon. There we go. So this is it. The GAL-8H is what are on here. So you can see 8H, GL-8H, NPNNO, and 30 volts DC. I'd have to run this through like Google Image Translator or something. But I'm assuming that's a max voltage. Oh, and these would be terrible as bed probes. These are only one. Oh, it's wait. Is that actually kilohertz? Sorry, I thought that said hair. I thought that said. Yeah, I thought that said hertz, but 1 kilohertz is pretty damn good. I'm assuming this is the accuracy here. Maybe. Usually what I do is I fire up the Google, like the Google Translate app that's got the camera. Let me see. Oh. Let me see here. Because it will tell me what it says. I really do need to learn Mandarin and traditional Chinese. All right, let me download this here. Come on. Let's translate this document. It's thinking. This is not working well. Come on, Google. Let's get this done. All right, I'm gonna have to get closer. Let me see here. Okay, so I'm just looking to see what this says. This translation is pretty terrible. All right. This is failing. So I was holding up the Google Translate camera to the image that's on the screen to see if it would translate. And I didn't really get any more information than what I can infer already. So that being said, I'll have to put this back together. All in all, I think the attention to detail on this is awesome. I think so. These end stops are cool. They're very compact. I do like that. Using an inductive sensor on here. I'd be curious to know, you know what, I could probably test. What if I could test the repeatability I could probably test the repeatability by flipping the X and Y, or not the X and Y, the Y and Z, or the X and Z. Probably the X and Z. Flipping the X and Z axis so I can run the Z repeatability test on the end stop, if that makes sense. So, or just recode M48 to work on end stops as well. That'd be interesting. Why isn't that a feature in Marlin? I should probably code that. That'd be kind of cool. Not really that useful or necessary, but interesting. The Tevo Flash, if we're not talking about price, I think it's superior to the Ender 3 in every way. Especially this dual Z model with the TMCs and the BL Touch. But even just base model for base model, this has a way better board in it, which is my same thoughts on the GTEC A10. So the GTEC A10 has a GT2560 in it, which is very similar to this MKS Gen L. Same idea. It's ramps and Arduino in one board. I do like the MKS a little bit better because it's got more pinouts, but they both do the same thing. Build quality on this is definitely a little bit better than the GTEC, but they're punching in different price classes. You know, the GTEC can be had for under $200. This is in the $300 bracket. So I wouldn't even compare this to an Ender 3. I would say the GTEC A10 and the Ender 3 can be compared, and my personal choice would be the GTEC A10 just because it's got that nicer board in it. You know, and these are just my thoughts on here. And you know, I realize these cables were much longer because I have a feeling that these need to be pulled up into here because this Bowden, usually the cables are the same length as a Bowden tube, and it looks like they got shifted around. So that makes sense why I had so much excess down here. So anyways, if anybody has any other questions, now would be the time to ask. I am going to fiddle around with the firmware on here. I don't know if I'm going to integrate it into the Unified. I probably will. Not like right away, but I probably will. One thing I wanted to note is the rollers on here have a metal core and smaller bearings on the X, and the ones on the Z are just your normal ones. I don't know why they did that. Maybe just these can handle a little more compression. Just different style V-slots. Looks like they were the same in terms of dimensions, but just different style V-slot wheels. So yeah, I'm gonna go get some lunch and then put this back together, and then this will probably sit for a day or two. I got to get the i3 Plus over here on my bench and out of my bedroom. It's been sitting in there. And then next on my list is the, in terms of adding printers to the firmware, will be the GTEC A10 and then the Tevo Flash. So the only thing with the Tevo Flash that's going to kind of be a pain is I'm going to need to work with people. Well, actually, I probably won't need to work with people. I'll email Alex and I'll have him send me. So Alex, if you're still in here, send me the firmware for all the different Flash versions so I can add that into my unified firmware, because a lot of people are familiar with that, and I keep that up to date, and we're already on Marlin 1.1.9. So, and I'd be happy to even have the BL Touch support in here. I'm going to have to undo some of the changes that I made to the well, actually, I don't think I made any changes to 2560 code. I have so in order to fit all the information on the 1284p boards, like the Ender 2, the Ender 3, I have to strip out certain stuff like probe, deploy, and stow. However, I believe I only stripped those out in the 1284p variants, which don't have BL touches, so it shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, send me an email with all the different firmware versions for these different variations of the models. So like the dual Z, and what I'll do is I'll have in the firmware, so you'll select the printer and then just select your options. You got dual Z, boom, that'll set the dual stepper options. You got the TMCs, it'll set those options. So yeah, send me the firmware for each variation, and then I can make it one firmware. And if you guys want to use that, I don't care, go ahead. It's all open source. But the point is we can have one firmware and you just select what options you have on the printer and you're done. So yeah, and I'm glad you got me the BL Touch one because that will let me test it. I'm looking on here. This does look to be a BL Touch. And here's the interesting thing. This BL Touch has a plastic tip on it. The BL Touch I had a metal tip. So there must have been some sort of revision happening on the BL Touch side of things. I'm checking to see. It looks like I can just drop this out of here. I'm curious to take a look at here. Because last time I used a BL Touch was about a year ago, is when I purchased it. And like I said, I had a hell of a time getting the dang thing working. And when I did get it working, it didn't work that well. So I'll be curious to see what this one does in terms of accuracy and whatnot. Oh, this is nice. Razor Z, just grab the belt. All right, let's see here. So this does have the removable plug. So here we got our BL Touch here. It does look to be, it says BL Touch 2. It does have the code on here. And it says Ant Collabs made in Korea. I'll have to look this up, but it does appear to be an actual BL Touch. Yeah, there's still that clink noise that they like to make. Yeah, so this is just coming up and touching. Ah, I see what they did. So the metal is only... The metal, on these newer versions, the metal is only up in the very top. So I don't know if that was a cost or weight saving. So basically, what do you mean with the new bed stuff? Has a metal, a plastic pin with new bed stuff. What bed stuff are you talking about? Yeah, so they have metal at the end. There's not that much rattle from this one. So that's good, because that drove me insane when I had a BL Touch on my other machine. Absolutely insane. So I'll remount this in here. And we'll have a BL Touch to play with here now. And the latest one at that. All right. So I think that about sums it up. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me, Alex, did you send me a link already with your guys' store link for this? Because you guys sent this to me. And I did not get a link from you yet, I don't think. Let me see here. What is your guys' official site? Let me see. Tevo, I think it's like Tevo 3D Printer Online Store or something like that. I believe that's it. Yeah, I think I found it here. All right, so if you guys do want to get one of these, I'm pleasantly surprised with the quality. I will be playing with this machine. It's a really nice looking machine too, if we're going to be vain about it. I enjoy how this looks. Let me go ahead and edit the live stream. Oh, I'm special. I had it up on here. Tevo official store link. And then Gear Best. I'll put the Gear Best link underneath that. Gear Best store link. I'll put your guys above that one. And there we go. It should be updated. All right, everybody. So, if you got any questions or comments, now is the time to leave them, because I'm going to wrap up this stream and then get on with my day here. Oh, I see, because it was if the pin's metal, it's going to be pulled down on by the magnetic bed. That would make sense. Interesting. Yeah, and the BL Touch is very simple. It's just got a tiny little through-hole inductive chip in there that reads it. Yeah, I got the... Okay, cool. He just sent me all the firmware, so this is awesome. This is how this should be. Like, he didn't have to send me the firmware for the other ones, but like I said, I'm going to add this in the Unified, and this will give a lot more polish to the printer's firmware. And then they can hopefully integrate some of those tweaks that I make to my distributions into theirs for their customers there. For Flash, we ship directly from China now. We prepare the warehouse stock they want to send out. Okay. Awesome. So I'm assuming you guys are shipping these out now. This belt linking system is nice. I kind of like this. I'm going to have to play with this on my other machines, but that will solve the whole gantry getting unlevel thing. It's something I've been toying around with, but actually having a machine with it on here, that's pretty nice. So anyways, I'm going to wrap up the stream here. Everybody, thanks for stopping by. If you want to get a Tevo Flash, there's the Tevo official store link. There's a GearBest affiliate link down there if you want to get it. As always, basically what I do is when we do the reviews and stuff, if I have any major issues with the machine or anything I feel needs to be addressed after I run it for a while, I will post a follow-up video. So basically, if you don't see a follow-up video on me on a machine, then the chances are we didn't really have any issues with it. So, all in all, solid little printer. My only gripe is, like I said, the Y brackets. I would probably get rid of the springs on this particular model, and me nitpicking, I'd probably put a manual power supply in here, even if it's as a more expensive option. That's just my 2 cents. Overall, like I said, I'm pleasantly surprised with the build quality. The wiring is great, and I will be running this thing through its paces. So, and as always, thank you for supporting and respecting the GPL license. I already have the firmware for this one and all the other variants, so that's awesome. This is how it should be. Alex, if you guys need help setting up a GitHub for Tevo, feel free to reach out to me. I'd be glad to set one up, send you guys all the credentials, and even show you how to use it. Or if you just want me to set one up for Tevo and I can put all the firmware up there for you guys can just send me an email when you have a new one, I'd be okay with that. I wouldn't have any TH3D branding or anything on that GitHub. It would just be a Tevo GitHub. So if that would make things easier for you guys to help get compliant, let me know. I'd be more than happy to do that. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this stream up. If you guys want to check out TH3D and what we do, you can visit th3dstudio.com. This channel is funded by TH3D and the sales from our shop. So the guys that won the giveaway, I'm gonna go eat. I'll send you guys your codes in a couple hours here, and then those will last till you use them. So, anyways, everybody, I hope you have a good weekend. Have fun with your printers, and happy printing. Goodbye.